Alright, hey everybody, Pt.2 G.I. 1984 again, and now this is part 2 of a vintage finds I found the other day at this local used bookstore. Now, so from the first video I found a bunch of old Hot Wheels and a couple Matchboxes. Now this one has been something I've been looking for on the DL for a little bit, but never really, pull the trigger because a lot of them go for really expensive, and I'm not too familiar with the line. Well, I am from when I was younger. This version I wasn't too really knowledgeable about. Now it was thanks to people like Toy-polloi that I've been watching that's done restorations on certain or similar things, and then also when I saw it on the Toys That Made Us, really got me into wanting to find one of these things, and to find one in good shape and a good price is always the difficult things. You find them for a low price, but they are just destroyed, and the good examples go for a little bit more than what I'm willing to do, because I really don't want to invest my time and money on something I'm not really going to be super involved with, but I just wanted an example of it because I like older toys. Now for Emling, here is what I found. An original 1970s Adventure Team G.I. Joe with the flocked beard and hair. Let me actually get him to try to stand up. Now he is a really good figure. There are some flaws that I'll point out in a bit, but as you can, if I can actually get the right balance on where I'm my display here, or no, I display my little work area. Come on, it just because everything's just not in order. I'm not trying to bump the camera. Everything's off balance, but you can see he stands on his own. The elastic band inside of him is still perfectly taut. There is no floppiness in his arms, his legs, any of his joints, his head. A lot of these I've seen where he look this good, but if you do this, it just becomes a wobbly mess. Someone did not really play with this dude when he was new. Now, they did remove the original outfit, which I think is supposed to be a camouflage outfit for this. I think he's the leader or commander. You can see beautiful face. Got the reddish brown hair. There is a little bit of a flocking issue, but I have seen that is kind of normal for these guys. Sometimes the glue didn't really take. You can see the eyes are really good. Let's see if I can actually get to focus, please. Eyes are in good shape. Got a pronounced scar. Hands are not beaten up. Now, I did go there one day, and then they had one figure. They didn't have this guy out yet, and he was in somewhat good shape. He was floppy in the package they had him in. And his hands were really chewed up, and I debated, and I said, if I go back there, he's there, I'll pick him up because the price was right for this guy. He was $8, $8, and he also had this hat. So I have some vintage clothing and a vintage figure, and this guy doesn't even go for $8. This guy is a lot more expensive. I've seen people part these things out. The head alone, I think, it goes for a lot. Under $8 or just a little over $8. You can see, show off a little bit of this guy. Now, I do have a question. If any G.I. Joe collectors hopefully see this video, that can help me out. Let's see, head is that I'm pulling on this thing. It is tight. See, so. Be warned, there's going to be a little bit of toy nudity because I want to show the actual body off. See, it is really, I'm shaking this guy, and it's not, the only here rattling is the boots. He is super tight, and I'm probably, going to make a few guys mad by doing this, but you can see there is the original string. It's still got the metal clips. Now it is the older. I gotta do a Toy-polloi. I gotta sew those things up. See, he is this body style, and the back buttocks is made in USA. This is not a reissued later one, which would probably have like Japan or China written on it. But you see, G.I. Joe copyright 1964 by Hasbro. The raised patent number, which does put him into the late 60s, early 70s design. He's on really good shape. Now he does suffer from a cracked knee right here, but it's not really an issue from my point of view, because I'm not going to be taking him out, playing with him to get him broken up anymore. Trying to remember, I think there was another little crack somewhere on him. Can't remember if it was like an arm. Let's see. I think it's probably more to the bottom leg, but I'm not going to take the shoes off. But really, good condition. Now, for the G.I. Joe collector guys, now I do have a question about his arms. He's got two right shoulders. Now, on his right, it does show the R4 facing forward, which I don't know if that's correct or not. On his left arm, it's the R5. You can see it is distinguished. There is an L part of this bicep. There's a right part bicep, but the arms are reversed. So I don't know if it, I guess that's okay, but I don't know if, you really can't do anything with that. So I guess that's okay, but are they supposed to, is it common to have two right arms or two right shoulders? I'm new to this. This is, like I said, this is the very first 60s, 70s version G.I. Joe I've picked up. I grew up in the 80s, so I had the 80s guys. So this was the first forte into going into the G.I. Joe route. So if anyone that's a G.I. Joe expert can help me on that, if that's a common issue or if that is an uncommon, if it's rare, if it's not, let me know. That way, if I ever decide to part with him, I know how to properly, list him on, either eBay or one of those websites. 'Cause I just don't, I'm just building information so I can have it, for later references. So if anyone's like, oh, why, so if that way, if it's something that needs to be listed on the websites or something like that, or what have you. But I mean, it's just really cool to have a vintage G.I. Joe that was before my time. That's why I love collecting old Hot Wheels, Matchboxes, other older toys that were like just before my time. And it is authentic G.I. Joe clothing. Now this one is made in Hong Kong, and I believe the trousers are, sorry, do this again, Full Monty. These were made in Japan, so it's funny. The actual toy itself, made in USA, clothing outsourced. So, but I can see that for mass-produced stuff, they needed to do that. So like I said, eventually I'll probably track down his correct uniform, which I believe, like I said, is the camouflage outfit, just to kind of make him more correct. So, and I don't know where his, said this is probably just dumped off in a lot, so maybe that he was naked and they just pulled some of the clothes out and they didn't realize what uniforms they need. But for $8, I'm not complaining too bad. He does make a proper display piece, amongst my other little figurines and stuff. So he's definitely someone I'm going to hang on to for a while, just because you don't see, what, besides Anniversary in like Barbies, what other action figure doll has, I don't want to get dislike just for calling it a doll, but what other, outside of like a high-ranged like Hot Toys or something like that, has actual hair on it, besides a female or like something, a big named toy brand. Now I did leave the hat on a little bit too long before. I didn't say he's got hat hair, but probably not leave the hat on. The hat is made in Hong Kong, I believe it is. Yep. Can't really see it too well here. Yeah, there we go. Made in Hong Kong. So he does come with some original accessories, which is pretty cool. Original clothing. Nothing, doesn't look like repopped or anything like that. So, yeah, so that is the G.I. Joe portion of this. So, because like I said, I have to now make these videos a little bit shorter because YouTube's problem. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Like I said, if anyone has any information on this guy, whether it be what proper accessories I need to look for, clothing, or the issue with the arms, please let me know in the comments below. It'd be much appreciated. So, once again, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.